Hi, I'm Dr. Crystal Collier, and today we're talking about peer influence and refusal skills. There's a lot to navigate here. It took me a long time to really understand the power of peer influence. As some of you know, part of my story happened when I was 12 and my parents got a divorce. We moved to a new city, and I was so anxious about meeting new friends, and I really wanted to be liked. So when somebody asked me to drink alcohol with them, unfortunately, I said yes. What I didn't know then was the brain science that has since proved the negative effects that alcohol and other risky behavior can have on brain development. Unfortunately, for me, it was the perfect storm for bad decisions. I was curious. There were cool people at the party, drinking, and my mom had never told me what the rule was about alcohol. In her defense, I was 12. She didn't think it'd be an issue yet. No one ever forced or pressured me to drink. They just asked. But oftentimes, peer pressure doesn't look like pressure. Have you ever felt pressure or felt like you were just influenced to do something you shouldn't or didn't want to do? What would you have done in the situation that I had been in? Social pressure is a powerful force. Knowing what you do ahead of time is key. This guy had a brilliant idea. He filled his red Solo cup with cereal so no one would ever ask him if he wanted a drink. Social pressure is the influence from members of your own peer group to do something or think a certain way in order to fit in or be accepted. But is it bad or good to be influenced by others? Even if you want to be unique and different, is it still also okay to want to fit in? Absolutely. Back in caveman days, fitting in with your tribe meant that you'd survive longer. Our brain has evolved to connect to other people. That's why we can get so upset when we don't have a lot of likes or followers on our social media. To our brain, social rejection means danger. And if our fully formed limbic system reacts emotionally before our growing frontal lobe has a chance to put on the brakes, we may react without thinking and do something we end up regretting. So let's break it down and learn how to critically analyze social influence to make informed decisions. There are two types of social influence. Direct pressure happens when someone asks or tries to persuade you to do something. Indirect influence happens when you're around others who are doing something. Just seeing someone else doing something, especially if you like or think that person is cool, makes you want to do it too. When do you think people are more likely to say yes to doing something they really don't want to do, even if it goes against their values? Would you be more likely to say yes in this scenario or this one? Yeah, you guessed it. The more peers, the more social pressure. People are more likely to cave in the larger the group, the older the peers, and the more popular they are. Social pressure is powerful, but the effect could go both ways. Positive or negative. Positive influence can be applied for beneficial changes, and it can help others by empowering them through praise, being true to themselves, or including them in positive activities. Negative influence happens when you're pressured to do something outside of your comfort zone just because everyone else is doing it. Beware, this could come in the form of insults, teasing, or aggressiveness to get you to give in. Or they could try to reason with you and give you a lot of information to persuade you. Or some peers may threaten or reject or exclude you, holding your friendship hostage until you do what they want. But a lot of negative peer pressure is unspoken. That happens when you just get a feeling that you need to give in because, everyone else is doing it. Like this scenario. You decide to leave a party, but the person who drove you there has been drinking. They tell you that they're okay, and a few peers jump in the car. What do? What kind of pressure or influence do you feel? Do you feel pressure in your life right now? What kind is it? Have you ever ignored what you thought was the right thing to do to fit in or go along with everybody else? Don't feel bad. It happens. But it happens less often if you have strong refusal skills. Sticking to your values and following your family's, school's, or your own personal rules and beliefs can be difficult. Building refusal skills depends upon the brain's rule: use it or lose it. Your refusal skills are your ability to resist peer pressure and social influence. They're your own hip, slick, and cool ways of saying, nah, pass, no thanks, not now, I'm good. To resist peer pressure and stick to your own values under social influence, first, know your own beliefs and comfort level. Practice being assertive. Grow your confidence. Choose your friends wisely, even if that means dumping peers that you love if they've become toxic and start negatively influencing you. Know what you'll say ahead of time. Then you'll have a better chance of being true to yourself. What are your own hip, slick, and cool ways of saying nah to doing things you don't want to do and keep your brain safe and growing like it should?